What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KNeutron, back at it again with another crazy video. So, in my last League of Legends video, I've been doing a pretty decent few numbers, got a decent amount of views, got some comments, a lot of people telling me about the storyline, telling me about the lore of the characters. So, I chose, why not react to a video questioning, is right now the best time to play League of Legends? And based off his answer, we're gonna get into the game. Let's get into it, man. Y'all know what it is. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get to this reaction.
No, it's not a joke. League is good.
Well, damn. Thanks for starting off like that. Just saying no. Okay. Let's see.
And I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't have good reasons to believe it. A little over a year ago, the game was in a pretty sore spot, with many content creators and players quitting the game, and you'd often see videos like League is dying or quitting League of Legends, that sort of thing.
But we know most content creators use that for clickbait. You know what I mean? We obviously know how big League is.
I'm guilty of this as well. I even used this little fire effect for extra clickbait, but now things have changed. That sparkle of hope for the future of the game is back in full force. So why exactly? It's a matter of direction. How the game is right now, at this second, matters less than where the game is going. And the place it's going sounds really enticing, in my opinion. In case you've missed it, this series of tweets by the current director of League, Pulu, talks about the direction that the game will follow for the foreseeable future. To summarize, the current roadmap for 2024 is a collection of different things without a long-term plan, but that do steer the game in the right direction.
See, and seeing League's gameplay, from a first-person perspective, if you just not looking into League, you might look at it and be like, they just moving back and forth. Some people die, some people don't die. But once you actually play the game, it's wild. it's wild. Like, your character may survive over another person's character, or your character may get absolutely wiped, depending on the level of the other team. So it's crazy.
That they want to take it for 2025. Fun over fair, change over inertia, journey before destination, his own words. The phrase makes it quite clear that this game is going into a more casual friendly direction than previous years, putting less of a...
And I think that's a good thing, because you're always going to have a higher base of audience that's more casual, more so than competitive, just because you got people that have jobs, you got people that go to school. Not everybody could be a competitive player and play League of Legends 24/7, not gonna lie to you.
Focus on high elo, balancing and esports, and more on the average player, who, may I remind you, is between gold and platinum elo if they even play ranked at all. I picked Diamond 3 in Season 13, basically at the very top of low elo, so I do care about the competitive, balanced aspect of the game, but I can't deny it, this new direction seems pretty exciting. The overall point, I think, is to steer the player base away from what's meta and more towards what's fun. I put both in quotation marks because a lot of people...
What character is that?
Me included, enjoy playing the meta. I find it fun to try hard to win, despite my questionable...
Azir... I'm guessing it probably might be Azir. Xerath, Yone... Nautilus. These characters all just sound so freaking cool.
Champion choices and macro. And fun in quotation marks because not everyone enjoys a super chaotic game where things are changing all the time. Some people do prefer a more balanced, fair game, even if it is a little bit stale at times.
I know y'all just saw that recall bait. That was fire.
There's a link to the thread in the description if you want to read the whole thing yourself and form your own opinion on it. It's pretty vague, especially when it comes to the League will change forever in 2025, but it does get the imagination running. If we were to compare League's new direction, I think a pair of good games to compare it to would be Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege. Because despite being first-person shooters, they have a lot of similarities with League as team-based competitive games. Overwatch launched as a 6v6 hero shooter back in 2016, which was literally 24 years ago, and when I saw the trailers, I didn't even know this was a game. I thought, wow, a new Pixar IP. That was the draw.
Nah, not gonna lie. Overwatch hype when we first seen the trailers was almost untouchable to any other game. You know how many people were so hyped for Overwatch, bro? Especially when that first trailer come out, seeing the different heroes that you could play as. Man.
Was the appeal. The characters, the cool cinematics, that sort of thing. Now, I don't play a lot of Overwatch, but I do have a friend that does. One thing that made the game more casual when it released was the no roll or hero
How he gonna try to heal Doomfist and Doomfist just die right away? That's crazy.
limits, meaning you didn't need 2 tanks, 2 damage dealers and 2 supports, or 1 tank in Overwatch 2. Imposing that limit did kill some of the more wacky strategies in team compositions. Like, can you imagine a 6 diva comp?
Oh my goodness. This was absolutely wild when people were able to do this back then.
Overwatch 2 could never. So you could do things like playing Kiriko as a flanker, because let's be real, she can hit really hard. But nowadays, if you queue as damage, you play as damage. So you can't just use a support like that. Hero kits also became a little less unique over the years. Torbjorn's turret became less of a TF2 engineer type thing, and now you just kind of throw it and forget about it until the cooldown comes back.
Yeah. I'm really glad that he mentioned TF2. Team Fortress 2 was absolutely amazing.
Whereas before, you had to hit it with a wrench to upgrade it and all. You actually had to care for your turret. Symmetra was also much more unique, since she was a damage support hybrid with a deployable shield and more powerful sentries, but less straight up damage than she does now. Doomfist is a very particular tragedy, where before he was a super unique damage dealer who relied on short range and melee abilities to deal damage, and now he's just another diver tank like Winston, mostly relying on the boring ass shotgun damage. He's also one of the few, or maybe the only hero, where they made his whole theme and visual design before the actual kit, which was made around that. It's kind of similar to Viego, where his weapon was in the game for a long time, and people were wondering, when...
And I think that that's so cool inside a game, because you build your own personal lore within a game, or even hype for specific characters, like just by introducing them with specific content, or like many different ways that you even see the character. It's crazy, bro. I think a lot more game developers should start doing that.
We'll get that guy as a playable character, and that was one of the aspects that made him one of the most unique heroes in the game. I said it once, and I'll say it again. Overwatch 2 could never.
Could never.
Professor is an in-game desktop.
No way I'm getting a League of Legends ad.
Professor scouts your opponents.
I'm about to get you 2+.
Neither could Rainbow Six Siege. At release, it had no intentions of being a casual game. It was a tactical shooter, which, while not exactly realistic like a proper...
Yo, R6? When people first heard about this game, including me, I was like, what? It's like a real life tactical shooter? Oh man, it was so different than Call of Duty.
Arma 3
man, everybody loved it.
It was designed and marketed towards a hardcore audience from the start, so it didn't make big waves like Overwatch did, nor did it become a mainstay game like League. And at launch, it was very rough, with lots of bugs, cheaters, and an overall lot of jank that almost killed the game on arrival. Now, the revival that they did for the game over the first year was phenomenal to see, but it didn't change the main core reason why people burnt out on it. It's a very stressful game. Every match, whether it's ranked, quick play, casual, unranked, you're always sweating bullets, because that's
Facts is based.
How the game is supposed to be played. Any single shot could vaporize you. So you could get shot through 2 walls, you could get shot through a tiny hole 15 meters away that you couldn't even see, you could be stalked by a drone at any given moment and you wouldn't know it, just like in real life. And so, it's a very draining game to play. Then on top of that, is Ubisoft's focus on maintaining the competitive balance of the game by, well, nerfing everything with a nailed bat. I think it was after year...
Well, we all know Ubisoft has, you know, a bad track record when it comes to taking care of specific games and specific intellectual properties that they have. But I mean, hey, what can we do about it? You know what I'm saying? Excuse the cop car riding by.
2 or so, that the balancing started to focus a lot more on straight nerfs rather than buffs and reworks. So operators like Sledge, Mute, Jaeger and Melusi got some nerfs which, while somewhat justified due to their crazy pick rates, just felt really bad to play with. That's what it was, a lot of feel bad for playing this operator nerfs, and people, me included, were pretty sick of it. So let's circle back to League. Those tweets from Director Puliu make me a lot more optimistic about the future. I don't know how it is in other countries other than South Korea, but at least in Brazil, League is the mainstay competitive team game. Most people you ask around on...
And that is one thing that I will say, is that League of Legends is known to be, is like the biggest competitive game there is known to man. Like, it's still big to this day. Like, and League came out years ago. years ago.
The street have no clue about Rainbow Six Siege or Overwatch, but at least some of them will know FIFA, Call of Duty and League of Legends. Those are the big three. I can assure you, League is not there because the Brazilian player base is super good and competitive at the game.
Nah,
if you
just
watch
because
Worlds,
it's a
you would
good
know.
game.
It's the casual appeal. Having cool looking champions with cool cinematics, having a...
This right here, specifically, is what brought me to League of Legends. It's the cinematics. Oh my goodness. The cinematics in League of Legends, chef's kiss.
social experience with your team of
Chef's
5
kiss.
going against another
Like, just imagine if League of Legends fully went through with the MMO that they were going to release, and they had cinematics like this. You're talking cinematics that were almost on the same close playability as the actual gameplay. Especially if they would have made it with Unreal Engine 5. Woo!
team of 5 in a free-to-play game that practically any old PC can run. That is what brings in new players, what brings in excitement to see what Riot has in store. And with this game direction that we have now, you can be sure that League is very far from dying or stagnating anytime soon. All it takes is a quick look at the recent PvE changes during version 14.4. Runan's Hurricane being usable on melee champions brings out a lot of completely...
What champion is that? He can summon his own people? I didn't even know you could do this in League of Legends.
busted out of this world interactions, like Master Yi using Q every nanosecond, Xingjiao's healing putting Briar to shame, that kind of thing. But isn't that what the PvE is for? In my opinion, we should have more unhinged things in the PvE. We should be testing these schizo experiments like that more often, just to see what happens. And if it's too busted,
who is he?
to live service. Runan's changes got all reverted and they aren't gonna hit live service. But seeing all of these stupid interactions with PvE changes makes me more excited to see more of this stuff in the future.
Yo, he's cooking. He's cooking. See, just because I understand the League of Legends gameplay, this dude is actually cooking. He's a level 8 on his character, while everybody else is a level 5 and 6. Nah, he's cooking.
Not less. Yeah, sure, there are some anxieties like Vanguard anti-cheat making the game unplayable on certain systems, or privacy concerns that naturally rise with a kernel level anti-cheat. But I will not pretend like I even know what a kernel is, so I'll refrain from commenting. And I play Genshin, so China already has my data anyway. But it would be dishonest to make this video and not talk about some things tangential to League. Mainly the layoffs that happened earlier this year, which had Riot let go of around 11% of their total workforce. Riot Forge and surprisingly Legends of Runeterra were announced to be discontinued. And the designer of Smolder also apparently being let go makes the secret voice line
Well, my mom works for Riot, and she's gonna ban you.
a lot harsher in hindsight. So even if this all doesn't directly affect League of Legends' quality, it does plant that seed in your head. Is everything okay over there? Should I be worried? And hopefully those questions can be answered in the upcoming devlogs and streams. I also want to give a shout out to my boy Wilson, because if I hadn't seen his comment on a late Monday night, this video would not have been made. That's
Appreciate
it.
you,
I made a
Wilson.
positive video about League. That is one hell of a thing to take off the bucket list.
Yo, that character's fire. Is that Yone? Okay, so
There is a reason why I was able to climb from
pause. My answer to if I will play League of Legends, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't even know what this video is. Unrated rules that made me climb from bronze to master fast. I'll watch that video some other time. If y'all appreciate, man, I appreciate y'all for watching the video. You know, I always mess my words up. If y'all like the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm definitely gonna dive into League of Legends. I really mess with the things that he was saying as far as the game being a high competitive game, and it has its own type of gameplay, and you could have different characters that you could play with. I didn't even know that you could play with a character that can summon his own people that can fight with you. Definitely gonna figure out what character that is. But like I said, appreciate y'all for watching this video, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I need to get my words right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy KNeutron. We out. Go!